Okay, hello everybody. We're finally here. We're at the finale of Dishonored 2. The campaign's final level is up next. It goes right from the Duke's Grand Palace one into the finale. So, I thought, let's have a little bit of a presentation here. It's like, take a look, here's the main menu. I wanted to point this out because it annoys the hell out of me. When you log into the main menu, or log in, or just click any button to enter the main menu, look at this! There's a friggin' message of the day, the advertising features in a patch, and there's like, oh, go buy this on the online shop. See more from the Dishonored. This is stupid! This is a single-player game! Why the hell is there a message of the day? Why do I need a Bethesda account at all? Why is that even an option? Who uses Bethesda.net? Bethesda.net. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I hate this. But that's not the emphasis, okay? Today we're going to just be playing Dishonored 2. So here we go. Load game. Middle slot. Final mission. Let's load it right here. It's going to start us off with the storyboard cutscene.
I grew up with this broken skyline. The muted colors and the way the light falls. It's Dunwall, but it's not. Have I changed, or does everything just look different when you're not wearing a crown? Whatever grand scheme you've got underway now, Delilah, you were smart when you stole this place from me. You knew who among my people to corrupt, and you took away my strongest ally, my father. But you didn't know me. You only saw a sheltered princess. You never thought I'd fight back. You don't know me, Delilah. But you will.
Alright, that's the final one of those cutscenes. Yep. Let's see. Average boat start, but there's something I want to show about this. This is the travel log. Every time you wake up in the boat at the beginning of a mission, you can go to this travel log. I've been avoiding it because it's just like the character. Look, I'll show you. They go to this, they write down, it's either Corvo or Emily, whoever you're playing as, and they write down their thoughts, and it's like a big journal entry, and it's I mean, it's just a bunch of text telling you what happened in the game. And yeah, you might get some insights, but you definitely get the same insights from just watching the storyboard cutscenes between each mission, so there's no point. I haven't bothered looking at them. Long day in Dunwall, Edge of the World, Clockwork Mansion, remote conservative Dust District. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so this is, huh, that's weird. The Crack in the Slab didn't get one? That was the Aramis Tilden one? Whatever. Yep. Death to the Empress. This is the final mission. I grieve for a second time, yada yada yada. Her insight. I knew her spirit was trapped. I need to be set free. Lost you twice. Duke of Karnaka. There was something I wanted to show here. It's right in this entry. Where was it? Dunwall. There. I'm not the same person I was 2 months ago. Alright. So, this entire game takes place over the course of 2 months. Nothing really noteworthy to come out of that. Just thought I'd point that out. Give us a time frame. Here's a calendar from 1849. You can collect this as a souvenir. Did I mention these souvenirs? That one you can get in the treasury in the first mission. I think that one you just get passively. This one as well. You break a clockwork soldier, that automatically gets added. The syringe for Hypatia, the broken gazelle head. Sarkonan guitar, I don't know where that's from. Maybe that also shows up. This is Skiff approaching dockyard. This is interesting. You get this from the Silvergraph studio at the Dust District. I picked it up. And a few things about this. First of all, this is interesting because this is a photograph of Megan taking Emily up on the skiff back in the first mission, Edge of the World. And if you actually look around that location right after you get off the boat for the first time, you can see the person with the photograph or the silvergraph or whatever it is. They have like a silvergraph camera set up in the direction that you came from. So this is like an in-universe picture that they took of you while Megan was giving you the rundown of the first mission. Which, it's kind of neat. Also kind of neat is, remember how Megan grows back her arm and her eye if you mess with the timeline. I know it's not exactly growing back, but you get the idea. If you kept the timeline the same, so I guess you didn't touch Stilton at all, she would still be missing her arm and her eye. Same if you killed Stilton, which is an option. I don't think I mentioned that, but a slightly different outcome comes to that. You can look it up if you want. It's not that interesting. It's just like his house goes up for sale or something. And then if you undo the timeline, she never gets her eye and her arm cut off. Then, like it is right now, you'll see she has both arms right here. So, that's nice. Oh, damn it. The final episode, or final set of episodes at least, my chair's developed a squeak. That's going to be really annoying. Although, there is a bit of a reveal right at the beginning of this mission that I quite like. So, that'll be exciting.
This campaign has been remarkable what Delilah's accomplished.
Oh,
coming
for that.
from such a
So
background.
this door has always been locked. Megan Foster's cabin key needed. That's never been available to you this entire time. That door's always been locked. That's Megan's room. You've never been in there. There's the captain's quarters up top, but that's not her room. That's not where she sleeps. It's here.
Let's not for
So talk to Sokolov, and then I'll get more into that later. Yo!
you know where to go to find
Is this gonna keep
Delilah,
painting?
but how will you handle her? It's my hope that you have some sort of plan.
It could be tricky. She might not give me any choice but to fight. And Delilah deserves whatever she gets.
At my age, I've come to distrust words like deserve. As I told you, I knew her long ago. Badly wounded, deep at her center, but cunning, and looking for a way to pull herself up. Perhaps more than anything, Delilah had a talent for imagining the world as a better place. If only that could have been channeled towards something less twisted.
It's probably too late to dwell on regrets.
Yes, you're right. In any case, please watch yourself. I've come to care a great deal about you.
Aw.
Goodbye, Anton.
I wish they gave Sokolov more to do in this game. I like the angle they took where he's kind of old and he's just kind of sad and wants to be left alone. But he just doesn't do as much in this game. Like, I feel like he did more in Dishonored 1, which is pretty strange because he spent most of that game locked in a cage.
More than usual.
But I wish they explored him and Megan's dynamic a bit more. They're, like, really good friends or whatever. Not like that. Don't be weird.
I'm still aboard this creaking thing that Megan calls a boat. Anton Sokolov, once the designer of mighty ships, thrown against the malevolent ocean and large enough to heave.
Is this a paragraph I've already listened to? It seems
thrashing and
like it hasn't been here before.
blood across the decks.
This is Sokolov's room, by the way.
Swift with luxurious.
I think that was established back in the very first mission.
Where are those vessels now? They're far too important to carry an old man like me. I've been abandoned by my own creations. But maybe that's the way it should be. Haven't I been cruel, selfish? Perhaps I should be forgotten, consigned to the junk heap. Maybe I should die at last. And there's a chance I will on this final escapade. To Dunwall, then. We'll see what's left of me.
You see, that's the kind of stuff that I wish they'd explore more. But Sokolov just doesn't really talk that much, at least to Emily. You kind of have to go out of your way to hear him talk, and even then, he's kind of tight-lipped about the whole thing. He just doesn't have a lot of lines. You know, it's a story. You don't see a lot of stories like that about, like, a regretful old man.
Would any of this
At least not in video games. There's plenty of novels out there.
Hey, there you are. I wanted a chance to talk.
Right, so this part, I want to establish. Here we are. We're actually back in Dunwall, because the final mission takes place in Dunwall Tower.
I made a vow I wouldn't come back here. And that's twice I've broken it for you.
The conversation I'm about to have with Megan is only possible. It's only... You can only hear her say it. She only tells you it.
I wonder what Delilah.
Shut up. Hold on.
She must be aware.
The conversation I'm about to have with Megan Foster, she will only have this conversation with you if you are in low chaos. So if you're in high chaos and you killed a bunch of people, her kind of attitude toward you will be a bit less polite and less trusting. So you have to have a high level of trust with her. You go over and you talk to her at the very finale of the game with low chaos. She says this. It's good. I like this conversation.
Megan.
People have called me that for a long time, but it's a lie. My name is Billy Lurk.
Everyone's full of secrets. Why do I feel like you've got more to say?
Yeah. I can't believe I'm telling you this, but you deserve the truth.
It feels weird seeing her with two eyes.
I'll just say it. 15 years ago, I ran with a mercenary gang. We got paid to kill people. Some who deserved it, some who didn't. The boss pulled me up from the Dunwall slums when I had nothing and had run out of rope. This is hard to admit.
Whatever it is, spit it out.
Our leader was the assassin Dowd, and I was part of the crew. Our last big job together, we were paid to...
You helped Dowd kill my mother?
Yes. I don't know what else to say. I've lived a very long time wishing I could take that day back, but I can't.
Let's go with the nice route. I don't, like, this seems just kind of here in case it's like, oh, we need two options because the dialogue system's built for it. Why even bother with this, though? It's the end of the game. It's not like there's going to be a chaos influence based on whether or not you're mean to her or not, so...
I can't ever forgive you for what you did. But suffering has a way of twisting people. You're a different woman today than you were then.
Yeah. We've all been hurt. And not all of us did what I did. Or became what Delilah became. I know you'll never get over it. But neither will I.
I hope not. Goodbye, Billy. I'm taking the skiff, and I'll go alone from here.
Alright. So, yeah. Billy Lurk. Remember her from... I know this seems like kind of a poll. It's been so long since my Dishonored playthrough. Remember Billy Lurk from the first of the two Dowd DLCs for Dishonored 1?
There's a man out on the river watching the place. If I weren't so young and pure of heart, I'd suggest he's up to no good.
She was like Dowd's second in command. She would teleport in during the missions and talk to you about stuff. That's her. And remember at the end she betrayed Dowd and sided with Delilah, and then Dowd like kicked her ass and exiled her.
I think it was always understood between us that I'd see my moment and take your place.
So yes, this is Billy Lurk. I can't say I particularly cared for that character back in the Knife of Dunwall DLC where she was in. But I do like Megan Foster a lot. And since they're the same person, I guess I've grown to like Billy Lurk more. I like that Megan Foster kind of has this whole secrecy to her. This backstory that she's not telling you, but is hinted at a lot. I think they did a good job with presenting that in this game.
I can't deny it. Traveling with you has changed me.
So you can actually pickpocket this. Megan Foster's cabin key. She never has this key on her to pickpocket until this final mission. But before I use this cabin key on her personal quarters, I'm going to go up here, see if there's anything. Letter to Billy Lurk. Billy, I know your address, so I just gave this letter to a mudlark who knew the area home for best. You and I ain't got reason to like each other, but Fennec liked you good enough. Anyway, he's dead. I thought you should know. It was old wound, remember? Tried to find the big knife. Big knife, I guess, in this context is Dowd, but no one's heard a thing in years. Don't know if he's alive or what. Anyway, out of respect to Fennec, if I ever see you, I won't kill you. Katrina. Those are two characters that I think are just kind of only existing in that note. I've never heard of them before. But it does establish that Billy has been kind of wondering where Dowd is. Dowd appears to have disappeared after the events of Dishonored 1. I guess the canon route in Dishonored 1 is that Corvo did not kill Dowd. It's kind of cemented at the end of the Dowd DLC where... You know that cool thing at the end of the Brigmore Witches? That was the second Dowd DLC, where you see Corvo's fight with Dowd from Dowd's perspective, and he's like beat up, and he's like, he gives that whole speech. He's like, I'm gonna surprise you with one more thing. I'm gonna ask for my life, and then you see it from the first person of Dowd. Depending on your actions in that, if you have low chaos or high chaos, low chaos, Corvo, he picks you up by the collar and he's gonna cut your throat, but then he doesn't. He spares you. It's not exactly how it goes when you play that as Corvo, but still. Canonically, Corvo did not kill Dowd in the Dust District all the way back in Dishonored 1.
If old Samuel
Wait!
could see me
Shit!
now.
No, wait! I forgot to show the thing! I'm not entirely sure why, at first, they decided, oh yeah, you know, this character who was kind of important for one DLC to the first game, let's bring her back. But they kind of did the same thing with Delilah. At this point, I feel like the Dishonored cast is at max, like 5 people. It kind of gives a weird feeling of like nothing happens in this world except for whatever happens in these guys' lives. But, it doesn't really matter. Sokolov is still here. The captain's quarters, here we are. Bone shards. Get some fans. There's a whaler mask from Dowd's gang back in the day. That is... Oh, yeah. Dowd's wanted poster, Billy Lark's wanted poster, Megan Foster's notebook. Okay, nothing really of importance there. And this recording.
No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Caldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere. And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy. Made my living as a killer. One of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the Empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes.
Okay. I believe, I'm not 100% certain, I believe that recording is literally just the speech that Dowd gives at the end of the final DLC for Dishonored 1. I think like during the end credits or the epilogue or whatever it is, Dowd says that. Like, it's the same voice line. It's the same audio file verbatim. So I guess he actually recorded it for some reason. I guess he's, like, sentimental about it. At least somebody knows. I'm not entirely certain how Billy Lurk got access to that. Because she was exiled before that happened. But, you know, there's always some interesting stuff happening behind the scenes. Oh, and one last thing. This is the final mission. Normally, if you kill Billy Lurk or Sokolov, I'm just calling her Billy now. Well, if you kill Megan or Sokolov, the game goes like, oh, you've lost a critical ally, the game over. But you can...
Mother.
Whoa! Ooh! Billy! Billy! Uh-oh, hold on. I know this is very morbid. I just want to demonstrate this. You can actually kill either of them if you want. And you can... This is kind of a... It's an awfully morbid interaction that they put in the game. You can take Megan's corpse to Sokolov.
Oh, Emily. Emily. Why?
It's like a... Why would they even let you do that kind of situation? But,
You had to know Billy Lurk was involved in my mother's death.
I guess if you want to be super evil right at the end. Whatever. Quick load. F9. Just thought I'd show that off for completionist's sake. Bizarre decision. Go to Dunwall Streets. Alright,
If
final
old Samuel
mission.
Could see me now.
Oh, reference to Samuel. I like that. I miss Samuel. Apparently he died of old age or something. It's probably written down in a book somewhere. There's lots of stuff like that where it's like, hey, why isn't character from Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2? They died some way off screen. They were in a bus and the bus crashed. It's quite kind of disappointing. Like, where the hell's Piero? He seems like he would be a very useful ally to have. Piero, I think... You shut up. I think Piero literally got, like, lost at sea, and no one ever saw him again.
Delilah will be made.
Like, really?
You let your mother slip
What?
into oblivion.
It's stupid.
You know where my mother is resting? In a child.
Where's, what's her name? Callista? I don't know what happened to her.
While my father rests in the Imperial crypt.
You're lying.
You still can't accept it, little girl. Your father was born a nobody. I inhabit your mother's heart, and my body walks the halls of your crumbling palace and sleeps between your sheets.
If I learned anything in Karnaca, it's that birth shouldn't give anyone the right to rule. You earn it every day by serving the people who need you. Now I'm coming to end your tyranny, Delilah.
Nice. I like that little bit of character development at the end. Problem is, it kind of feels tiresome by the time we get here because of how hard the game's already hammered in that point. So it kind of robs itself of its own nice little satisfying moment right at the end. But, again, I'm being too cynical. I gotta wait for the credits. Oh! I gotta wait for the credits before I start getting really mean. There's the map. So this area is the same as... The hell is that? Are those normal dogs? They're just dogs. Okay. I thought they would be the Gravehound. Okay. You gonna do this? Oh. There we go. Hold on, I have the scope for a reason. Okay. Jesus Christ, freaking stray dogs. Those don't count as kills in your overall kill counter if you're going for a pacifist run. Well, only humans count. Right, I think the black market shop is kind of in a strange spot in this level. It's right at the beginning. Oh, 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 oh. Oops, not what I meant to do. Here, I kind of want to check out what's up with this boat. Whoa, money. Loads of money. Yep. Come on, click. There we go. Dunwall Tower. Thomas, 2 days ago I saw all Abbey men gather in the street and march toward Dunwall Tower. I've never seen so many of them. But they haven't returned. Someone said they couldn't even reach the throne room at the top of the tower where Empress Delilah sits scheming up whatever comes next. It looks like most of them died at the main gate, Thomas. There are no overseers left in the capital. And Grib tidings following a coup, yada yada yada. This is a good starting point where I can complain about this thing that I don't like about this whole level, this whole finale section, really. I don't understand how Delilah even lasted this long as Empress. It's literally been 2 months. She has been the worst Empress ever. Like, none of the decisions she makes are in any ways, like, not explicitly evil for evil's sake. Like, she killed all the overseers. Apparently there's friggin' wild dogs roaming the streets. She killed a shitload of people when the coup actually went down. It's super bizarre.
Here. Can't hurt to be stocked up on munitions.
Like, yeah, look, the city streets are abandoned. This is the friggin' Imperial Court. For some reason, the train even crashed. Like, how the shit did it get this bad so quickly? And if it did get this bad so quickly, how is there not another coup some kind of military attack. I guess that's what the Overseers did, but still, it's insane.
Hard times in Dunwall, with the new Empress and her crew taking over.
Silent running. I picked up that blueprint a while back, and I quite like that.
You want blueprints for better weaponry.
Give me silent running. Silent walking. And then, or silent running and then silent sprinting. That's what I'd like. I might as well get this too.
I'll take that.
It's the masterwork for clothes. Now I'm harder to see.
Everyone has to make a living, right?
Uh-huh. Okay. What do we got in the shop? Key to the City Watch Armory. Okay, sure.
Come back next time you need something.
Huh. You know, I don't think I've ever robbed this black market. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know.
This
how
place is
long
pretty
Dunwall's
fortified. It
been
used to be a
safe.
bar. There was that locked gate down there, but I didn't have the key. I'm guessing you could probably find the key later in the level. And come all the way back here if you really are dedicated to robbing this lady. But, like, look how shitty this is. This is, like, slightly worse conditions than the rat plague was.
Pray at the Abbey. Fear in days.
Like, the rat plague was bad, but the streets still had people in them. Even if they were just guards. There's literally no one here. Like, are all the guards dead too? Is it just witches now? And that is something, and I really don't want to get into, like, a rabbit hole of imagining how the game could have been like. Because I learned a long time ago, I learned the hard way. That is just an endless battle with yourself. Imagining, oh, imagine how good this game could have been if it was the way I imagined it should have been. That's a bit of a fallacy, okay? But still, a lot of missed potential because there really doesn't seem to be any negative effects to Delilah being a shit empress. Like, this is such a bad condition. What? Like, what? And nobody seems to, like, you think there'd be, I don't know, some kind of resistance, or at the very least, people would be like, holy shit, she's such a terrible empress. We should probably invade, which I guess is kind of what Tivia and Morley are doing. It's kind of been mentioned. Huh? Oh, Hatters. Ow!
You look tough. Hiding your friend.
She won't go anywhere.
Revenge.
You're gonna pay for it. It's you and
Oh, jeez. I haven't killed a group of people in a while. Feels kind of weird. Whoa. Excuse me.
What happened here?
I haven't the slightest.
Hey, you! Come here.
Clocks? As you can see, I'm walking, but I'm making no sound. It's kind of nice. To be honest, I know it's a bit of a controversial opinion, but I wish there was silent running for, like, the whole game. I wish you could walk around at kind of eye level. It's annoying having to, even when nobody is looking at you, it's annoying having to crouch just to be like this. I just don't get it. It feels awkward, even if it's, like, barely a problem, because it's a video game. You don't actually get uncomfortable by being all crouched down all the time. But still, it just feels kind of off, knowing that I'm kind of creeping like a crab 24/7, just so it's sneaky. You can be sneaky and still walk as long as you're walking at a decently slow pace. You be careful where you step. Oh, let me in. There we go. Yeah, so the streets are pretty screwed. I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend just walking down the middle. These carriage rails are out of power, so I could just walk however I please. Go. Oh, excuse me. This building appears to have entirely collapsed, like it was shot with a cannon. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Again, it's been 2 months, and it's this bad.
That green-eyed bastard should have been here an hour ago.
Oh, it was a witch.
He has no magic. I could put a spike through his heart.
Miss Vanilla Reed. Really going to keep living in a ruin? Leave Dunwall and forget about the Boyle Company. Okay. Anyway, I don't know who this lady is.
I see.
Okay, I'll be nice. I was thinking about pushing her off, and I thought that would have been too much. I already killed a whole room of people. There's an outsider shrine over here, though. Wow, he took that like a champ. Sorry. I know I'm definitely not contributing to making Dunwall a better place, but I'm a little fed up. And this mission I've kind of already been through. Where's the shrine? Here? Oh. Barometer. Nice.